Yo, it's Rexis here. It's time again for TLI season and I will do a somewhat summary of the patch notes. I will mostly comment stuff I actually understand and I'm actually interested in. So yeah, let's dig into it, so to say. So yeah, the new mechanic is Lunaria. It's something like the Legion from POV. Can be awesome, can be boring. We'll have to actually test it out. The new hero is pretty much Pathfinder from PoE. Looks kind of awesome. And that's why I'm not gonna actually play it, because I have a feeling that so many players will play it. That all the items related to her will be so expensive it's not even funny. I know it's kind of sad not to play because of that reason, but I don't know. I've always liked to play a little bit off meta stuff. But so yeah, long story short, you chuck flasks or elixirs and you get ton of different bonuses from them, and you can pretty much, I'm pretty sure you can build this character however you want, cause the flask or elixirs are pretty versatile. It's the baseline stuff from like movement speed to crit damage to like damage or shield or life, and then there is some like quantity, I think projectile quantity in the yeah, the Scorpion boy, plus more movement speed. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you can be pretty much anything with this class. Yeah, of course they will be introducing new battle spirit or back spirit, battle spirit, whatever, which is also like elixir themed. This looks pretty awesome, but honestly this also enforces you to kind of have or use elixirs, which might be a little bit problematic, because we don't know if there will be actually like activation mediums for the elixirs. Well, I'm sure that there has to be something that will allow you to automate the elixirs, or people will whine because TLI is kind of known being really quality of life and just auto-bombing everything, so if you suddenly have to press 4 buttons extra just to get the buffs, I don't think that's like really TLI style. We'll see, but once again that is one another reason why I'm not gonna go for the new class, because there is kind of uncertainties how you have to use the flasks or elixirs. Sorry if I'm gonna say flasks, cause they're flasks. But yeah, so elixir piano might be issue. And then I was looking at the elixir charges, I think it was like 15 per one. Yeah, 15 charging brokers gains 1 charge. And I'm not even sure like how many charges one potion can actually have. Anyhow, what I like checked from the notes, there is couple legendary mediums which will give you like 2.5 charging progress per like a second, which means if you pick that from the tree and add a slate, you will have like 5 per second, which means you can have the full uptime with those. But other than that, once again, not sure if there is like duration, if there is any support regarding that you can get more duration for the elixirs. TLI DB isn't, I think there actually wasn't. And this is actually pretty bad, like 0.5 charging progress every second when you needed 15 charging progress for 1 charge. So yeah, my take, I don't want, like, I like the elixirs and I like the new class, but I don't want to invest randomly them because there is still so much stuff we don't really know about. Yeah. No idea about this bad boy. After I've tested the mechanic, then maybe I try to pull it. But usually I'll do it like that I don't pull the new pets before I'm like certain I want them. So I think that's the smart way to go, unless you're a Giga Whale. The new legendary is somewhat nice, nothing game breaking other than the belt, which is wanna be like, I'd say Blood Mage from PoE, but it's not thematically the same. But ideally, you will get a ton of elixir stuff from it, and it will buff your damage insanely as well. Here is some of the elixirs. It's pretty much the same as like POV would have, or other games. You get different buffs. Armor, evasion, movement speed, max LRS, and then there is the little bit different flask with like projectile quantity, movement speed as well. I think Blur moved to the flasks as well, and they removed the blurring step. And then there is modules. These are the like specters of the game, which I'm not gonna go any deeper than that because I don't really play summons in here. This was kinda big, at least if you wanted to push like the first level 100. I abused this to like deepest hell. You could just like insta-blink constantly through the map with Selena and other cold characters, so kinda big, but for most players, no. Yeah, they changed the chromatic shot. This is also... well, these are actually the support gems here for it. Or gems, whatever. Support... what are they called? Support skills? Yeah, support skills for the new chromatic shot. They seemed pretty insane. Like the tracking performance looked like they went full homing when before they like shot in the pretty awkward arc, and you couldn't even always hit the target with all the projectiles. So pretty sure these will be like must-have if you play the skill. And I'm pretty sure quite many will play the skill because the new class actually starts with chromatic shot, and so many content creators are actually going to start with the chromatic shot. So beware, these will be expensive, like really. More minion stuff. Not interested, and sorry, like I stated in the beginning, I will go through stuff I'm actually interested in. I think here wasn't really... I had some notes. Here wasn't anything super special. This might affect something like getting more affliction effect, because affliction effect is pretty insane. Other than that, I don't think there was anything super special here. And yeah, of course, the new Omnis thingy. So you will have now one extra curse to roll in the rings, and well, depending how good this Omnis stuff will be for the dots, might be insane, might be trash. Well, depends. This might be a brick roll if you get this instead of some other curse. And the Vorax kind of nerfed. Well, we all see that coming because it was really strong, so nothing special there. Now you just have the like... Well, you can get the legendaries from the same item pretty much, but you can still put like helmet legendaries to amulet if you want to. This, my boy Aslan, I don't know why they removed it. I usually used it early on when I started like armor stacking. This I don't even remember which chest this was. I tried to checking it out from TLI DB but couldn't find it anymore. From the uniques... There was a ton of, again, minion and dot stuff, which, well, I have played like once minions and one dot, but I haven't played for like past 2 years, so that's why I don't really wanna try and go deep into those, because I have nothing really to say. I think, at least for me, personally, biggest things for the new items will be... Well, all the like most used items got a slightly nerfed, I think. Like Hecate's Vision and Undying Faith, etc. Double Rainbow kinda buffed, kinda nerfed. They split the effect, which means you can't get so much for the Vorax craft, I suppose, and it's not so easy to corrupt, if I understood this correctly. But other than that, they kind of buffed it, which is odd. Well, Caesar got nerfed, if I recall right, slightly. But yeah, those items that I'm most interested are pretty much Burning Ice and Frozen Flame, but I think the Burning Ice will be in my build. Because I'm gonna play Bing 2, and it kinda needs multiple empowers or defensive skills to gain the spell bursts, and this is decent way to get like a Frost Shield and delayed pain. And I pretty much love like the injury buffer as a defensive layer, so we'll see. We'll see how expensive those are, but this was a nice change, because I think before no one really used them. And through it got buffed, it was kinda odd. A Phantom I actually even didn't read. What? Just a moment, I need to check this out, because isn't this the like chest? Oh, thank you. No, it's the amulet. Oh, never mind. Never mind, I think it was the amulet, not the chest. Nothing too interesting there. So then some talent adjustments. I think those ones that needed buffing got buffed. I don't understand why True Flame got buffed. I think it was pretty strong already, especially now that they're actually adding more ways to get Affliction. But I'm fine with that, cause I'm gonna be playing Fire skill. These Marksman changes were kinda nice. I think there was nothing major here, but they didn't mention that they actually moved the one of the Tangle nodes. One of the Tangle nodes to Goddess of Knowledge, which is huge. Yeah, Acquaintance. Acquaintance. Yeah, I can pronounce, no worries. But so before this was in Arcanist, and for example, I didn't play it last time because of that, and now it's in Goddess of Knowledge, so you get both the Tangle nodes in the Goddess of Knowledge, which is, in my eyes, huge buff for Tangle overall. At least like in quality of life sense, and probably damage wise as well. So I don't know why they didn't mention it here, or maybe I'm blind, but anyhow, that was probably the biggest change. Then there was slight nerfs to the like cold damage, which is also obvious because it was so freaking strong. Oh, they changed some of the, not sure was it Sentinel or some other guy with the elixir nodes. Oh, Steel Vanguard, yeah. Never mind, but yeah, this is the nodes I was talking about, like the new legendary node, 2.5 charging process workers per second. This and the Slate will give you like 100% uptime in the flasks pretty much everywhere. But of course you kinda want a little bit more, so you don't have like even 0.1 second of downtime. But this seemed pretty strong node and change if you run 2 elixirs. Like 60% enhancements to elixir effects, plus all the multipliers from the new class. Like, I think people have been talking that you get like 400% MS. I don't know if someone actually calculated it or if someone's just guessing it's around that. But yeah, sounds pretty insane. Insane. Once again, some summon stuff, which I have no clue. Maybe someday I will play summons, but honestly, I don't really like them in this game. And this is one of those no fun allowed things. Must have movement speed reduced everywhere where you channel or run fast. It's kind of sad because this only really affects early game usually, because the 30% doesn't matter in the late game when you're running around with through 200 or like 400 at best MS. But early game, this feels really bad, so that's why I'm pretty surprised they're still doing this. I think they should just remove all of the like movement speed slows from the early game thingies, like yoga and mind control and all those stuffs. They just annoy you, they don't really affect that much. There was a couple things. Well, combo skills is also something I haven't like played at all. Maybe someday. They don't really seem that interesting to me. Yeah, the Haunting Abominations nerf probably expected, because everyone was leveling with this, everyone was muling this, so nothing surprising there. some elixir changes, or change of stuff to elixirs. Yeah, blurry steps removed and been able to swiftest do. This was kinda big. Also there was big changes, well this is actually dot stuff, but the blurry step that it doesn't anymore get like the additional effects in it, so you could scale the damage over time through the blurry. Now it's just like you get this buff, which you can't scale higher, so... I'm not sure overall if damage over time got hit or not in this patch. I'm pretty sure it got hit pretty hard because they removed the reaping thingy, the instant reaping, like 25% instantly reaps the damage. Okay, it is added to the hero memories, but anyway. And yeah, here is the chromatic shot rework. Damage is actually pretty decent now. I don't know what they added, some like trigger for explosion, but cool. It gets also the AoE attack, which allows you to scale it even easier. And this is my boy. I know I've been whining like past freaking 10 seasons probably that the split fireball is like fireball is such iconic skill in ARPGs, and it was so awkward in TLI. Like whenever you had the like form you could send to them and give them feedback, I always wrote about split fireball. Now they're finally changing it, so I have to play it. But yeah, now it feels like how it should feel, I think. Like the actual fireball does damage, and not like other way around that little fireballs do the damage. I'm not sure if like extra quantity is gonna give you more of these big fireballs, and if they actually can explode this time. Because like if you now get more quantity, I think you get more both the small and the big ones, but only one big one can actually explode. So this will be something I have to test, and we'll see if like quantity scaling is actually smart or not. But anyhow, this looks awesome. I hope that you actually can hit the target with the explosion, because it's like it has triple parts or 3 parts, like the actual hit, then explosion afterwards, and then the small balls. The small balls can't hit the same target, but at least if these two at least hit, then it should be doable. It should be actually pretty good skill at that point. But we'll see. And this is the Omnius aura, which allows like the dot damage thingies to actually do some omen stuff, which was procentual damage based on the enemy's max HP. And like as game designer myself, I know whenever you have something that deals damage based on the monster's max HP, there is a window for abusement. I'm pretty sure this, like the new mechanic, will either be absolutely insane or garbage. I don't think there will be like middle ground for it. It's either one. Leap attack, I'm not gonna leap attack ever. Okay, maybe I will. I've actually watched some of the speed runs. The leap attack looks so slow, but they actually go fast, so it must be good. And then some more like changes that don't really affect me or my upcoming build. There was the one thing about like this. I've played Ground Shaker like 2 or 3 times. I still don't know if this is like a buff or nerf. I'm pretty sure it's a nerf, cause the Ground Shaker was so good. But someone who's smarter can maybe comment and tell me like, oh, how does this actually change the Ground Shaker? Because if I recall right, the collapse was the one you used most of the time. And yeah, here is some support for the split fireball. Probably will go for both, and this is actually, if the quantity will upgrade the small balls and the big balls, and if the big balls can hit, this will be insane multiplier. But even if the quantity only like upgrades the small balls, it's still like 10% additional damage per ball, so could be useful. Probably will be playing both of the supports. No idea about ice shot stuff. Blazing bullet, if I recall, this got a little bit nerfed, which is expected. It was so used skill. And this is one of big things, at least for me. It's worded horribly. It says flame burst, which kind of makes you think fire burst. but it is the fire explosion support actually. So there is no more additional ignite damage. Instead, it actually gives like 25 affliction per second, and this is kind of huge. Of course, we just checked like the whatever it was called, True Flame. Yeah, True Flame gives you the affliction bonus to a hit damage if you have affliction on the target, and usually like you had to get this from the Warlord 3, or you had to get a slate, or use the pet, but the pet kind of forced you to be max HP, so... Or later on you could also get it from Kismets. There were like ways to get the affliction, but early on it was pretty rough, and this changes everything. Like, you can get affliction while you're leveling. So this is actually huge for me, because I will be playing Fire Skill. And anyone who plays Fire Skill and takes the True Flame. More stuff related to elixirs. We'll see how they work. And Freaky Domain, well, not surprised that they actually remade this. It was kinda odd that one element was working differently from others. Kinda cool, kinda odd, so yeah. I will go through this really fast. Their 1 is now actually, I'd say, pretty good class. And huge, like, quality of life that you get all the blessings early on just rolling. So if you've ever played, or if you haven't never played this, definitely try it out. No idea about this Thea. I actually have tried to reading his skills or her skills a couple times, but never really found them interesting. I checked these, but I don't remember honestly. I think there were like buffs, but I'm not even sure if the buffs were to the nodes people most of the time use. Well, never haven't yet played this, so I ain't gonna comment. I will be playing Bing, and well, the nerfs were small. Of course, they will like hurt when you're getting nerfed, but I'm pretty sure that all the nerfs are related to the like new hero memories, cause you can get +1 skill to all of these, and then there was the other hero memory which gave you like 200% effectiveness on some of these stuff. So I understand that they had to tune these down because of the new hero memories. Plus, Bing 2 was anyway doing pretty well in the leaderboards. I think the highest dragon was something like almost 4,100. So yeah, the class definitely can deal damage. Some nerfs to Gemma 2, no surprise there. Lethal Flash rework was kind of cool. But since I played a little of Flash in last league, I'm not gonna touch it, not at least as my first character. Plus some of the stuff there is still a little bit question mark, like how the bounces from the groundwork and all that cool stuff. Someone else will probably like showcase it pretty well, so I trust the other creators. Not really interested about Zelo 4, never was my like favorite class anyway. And some moto stuff. Yeah. This was actually, or like maybe not this part, but like the new hero memory for seating silhouettes, which allows you to have a, well, let's call it Mirage Archer from POV, aka the guy like on your back, and you will shoot with your ranged weapon, bow or gun, I think. Not sure if you can actually use it somehow with melee weapon, like using rhythm or some shit, but anyhow, you will be having like a ranged weapon as a seething silhouette, which is really awesome. This is definitely something I kind of wanted to start with when my friend first linked the new hero memory. But once again, we have no idea how hard it is to get those, so I don't wanna really like start a build and try to build towards something without knowing how hard is it to get. We have seen like both things, that like in Sandlord the belts were awesome, but they were really hard to get, and then I think same thing with the Outlaw, and then in the Warrocks, well, they were expensive, but you could actually get them, and the prisms were the best. I think you actually like everyone had access to those pretty much. They weren't so expensive. So I hope the new hero memories will fall around the same kind of rarity as the prisms were. They removed some destinies. Nothing life-changing. I don't really know why they hate the shackles so much. I never thought it was that imbalanced, but whatever. Now I don't think it's even... Well, maybe due to the extra AoE it is useful, but like giving out 2 medium baits for a slight MS buff, considering you can like probably get the 150 plus movement speed from the elixir alone if you get some elixir effect. So I don't really understand this. They nerf so much movement speed in areas they shouldn't, and then they just throw in the game elixir and elixir buffs that will allow you to get it back like really easy. It's a big question mark. This blending seemed pretty nice. No idea how expensive, but you will be getting like 16% extra damage and minus additional damage for each type of blessings if you have 4. So gonna be good. Not still sure if it's actually worth it, I guess. Depending, unless you need like some blending, exact blending. The one thing, once again, for me, True Flame, sweet. You can actually get it as a blend now as well. So you don't need to... You can get it from the amulet, you can get it from blend, you can get it from the like tree obviously, or pedigree. So the more options the better. Let's see if I missed something. I have really lousy notes. It has been a quite a like last 10 days with the Hero Siege launch and everything, so... Well, here is stuff about the new memories. I think I just watched like Idar's video. You should just go there and check that out about the hero memories. These are pretty awesome, but like stated, probably really hard to get. At least the like big ones, so to say, because even before it was hard to get like really good hero memory, or hard, but like expensive. And now when you have to like randomize it with like 20% chance, in theory the item you want might cost like 5 or more times the money. So yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty sure this will be insanely expensive, but there are really awesome stuff here. We can check the Bing one at least. Yeah, this is what I meant. Like you get two Whimsy Explosion projectile quantities, more effect, more signal effect. Spell burst upper limit is pretty insane actually, and 100% spell damage. This is beyond insane, and this is one of the reasons why they probably nerfed all the skills. Plus the other one here was here, like the +1 the non-base hero trait level. So if you get this kind of like, how to put it, this is probably better than like before when you got the nerfs for all the class skills. And then there is some insanely strong Origin of Spirit Magus stuff. There was like, these will be insane, and the freaking boots, verdant, whatever, those will cost probably even more than ever. But other than that, there is some fixes. Nothing major. I don't know, maybe duration attack thingy Ground Shaker probably was major, but no one just really paid attention. Yeah, I haven't actually checked at all yet of the like new Netherrealm talent constellations. Sorry, so I won't be going through those. But yeah. Rest I will just wing it. But yeah, in the end I'm gonna start as Bing 2, and my main skill will be Split Fireball. And why? It's pretty much just because I've always wanted to play the skill, and I always felt like this skill was really awkward, and now it's like... Now I feel like it is how Fireballs should be, or Fireball. Plus I think it will be pretty potent. But yeah. Also Bing 2 is kinda nice. Kinda nice for this one little reason. This node, like, it kind of enforces you to use Empower and defensive skills. Maybe even 4 of them. So you get extra stacks or spell burst stacks if you have 4, which then like makes it so that you are not going to use elixirs, and I think the elixirs will be expensive, and all the items related to elixirs will be expensive. So I'm kind of really trying to just dodge anything related to the new class or chromatic shot or elixirs. Granted, projectile speed will be, like, anything related to projectile speed will be so expensive this league. But other than that, I think I'm doing a good job avoiding the upcoming meta. Then again, who knows, maybe it won't be meta, but I'm pretty sure it will be. But yeah, I think that's a wrap. Sorry if I ramble too much, but like, I think I gave my fair thought about everything. I'm actually really interested in the league, and most of the stuff you anyway need to like test, like the lethal flash and the new hero. But yeah, that's that. See you in the next season. Bye!